Hello, Airbus Cockpit Coach here. I'm a real-world Airbus captain flying the A320 series of aircraft. Today you're joining me inside Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 with the Fenix A319. And we're going to be operating one of the shortest, if not the shortest, scheduled service I can think of in the UK by an Airbus, and that's the Liverpool to Isle of Man scheduled service by easyJet. I believe the direct line is 77 nautical miles or so, so it's a very short route. The actual air time is usually about 40 minutes for this one, depending on traffic flow. We're going to be using Say Intentions AI today for our ATC and traffic injection, and I will be using it on the experimental server. Okay, let's jump in and get set up. This service is operated by both the A319 and the A320. Obviously, we would have had a briefing in the briefing room prior to coming out to the aircraft. We'll look through the weather and no TAMS en route. Coming aboard the aircraft, we would have also checked the circuit breakers. A great place to do this is to stand, close the door off of it. If you stand down here with your eyes, you'll see the circuit breakers. If we popped a breaker, you'll see they stand out. So that's a good alignment for looking at those. Also checking things like our fire extinguishers are there. We've got our axe and those kind of things are all present in terms of safety equipment. We'll also review the aircraft technical log. Face fit our oxygen masks, so we're ready to go with those. And then we come down and we'll conduct our safety checks. So before we electrically power the aircraft, we want to ensure that engine masters are off. Engine mode selector is in the norm position. Thrust levers are idle. Gear lever is down. And coming up to the overhead, we want to ensure the wipers are off so we don't inadvertently scratch the windscreen in dry conditions. Our battery voltages are above 25.5. We also want to ensure, that the weather radar is off at this point. That's an important check. So happy with that, we can get the batteries on and ground power is available, so we can also get that on as well. While the aircraft is initializing, let's bring in our flight plan. So, Liverpool John Lennon, Echo Golf Golf Papa to the Isle of Man, Echo Golf November Sierra today, that checks. Review of the flight plan. So we're going to be EZ37 Yankee X-Ray, Airbus A319 with the CFMs. Zero fuel weight of just shy of 55.5 is our limiting factor today. Fuel is expected that will take 3.7, although we'll have a look at the weather conditions currently. Underload of 3 tons, and the shear rate is where we can expect the most turbulence to be en route, so the max shear rate's 2.3 at top of climb forecasted on our route. Doesn't always work out that way. Alternate today is Manchester. Frost index is quite high at 52. A cruising flight level of 120 at -3 degrees forecasted, and the drop of pause is obviously way above us at 33,500 feet. And we've got an average headwind component today of 2 knots across the route. So departing Liverpool today, 27, Wallasey 2 Tango, no star into Isle of Man, expecting runway 26. It's a flying distance of 110 nautical miles. 1.2 tons, the alternate fuel to Manchester sounds sensible. That's at flight level 190. So that's given us 3.8 tons. Let's just look at the weather charts en route. This is the only one we have. And there's nothing significant showing there en route. We can come down and look at the weather. 220 at 12 knots, all the 9, so good visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Fuel at 600 feet. Temperature 16, QNH 1002, no significant weather. A little bit of a change later on. Visibilities are reducing to 8,000 meters, broken at 500 feet, and gusty winds coming in with some showery rain. given the diversion fuel we've got, it does give us some options. Manchester's currently fuel at 2,000, broken 3,000. The winds are fine, the lights, but again a worsening picture as we get through the day, gusting up to 25 knots, lower visibility and showery rain showers, light rain showers. And here at Liverpool, 1904 knots, 17 degrees, 1004, good visibility, again close to Manchester, so a similar picture later on in the day. But for our current flight time, departing here in the morning, I'm not seeing a reason to carry additional fuel at this time. Okay, with that, just check that we've got 3.8 tonnes, 143 passengers, 2.1 on the cargo, and hopefully we'll get GSX doing its bit there and
is on its way.
Get the aircraft loaded up.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
We'll now select our charts for the route. So with a short flight like this, we want to be planning ahead. We've got very limited flight time to make any preparations, so we want to make sure we've got as much prepared on the ground here at Liverpool before we get underway. And also in the simulator environment, you need to remember you're single crewed most of the time, so it puts the workload up even more. So we've got our airports ready to go. Expecting 27 for departure. We'll see what say intentions gives us. And I want to see 2 Tango straight out towards Wallasey, stop climb 4,000 feet. GSX chatting to us, and for the Isle of Man, got our airport charts, our arrivals. We've got the localizer.
Airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
ILS or DME runway 26. Okay, we'll also come through and make sure our speakers turned up. I've got the radios set up here, so I usually turn some of these bits on here. So I know the Fenix gives us some background music and comms sometimes, and I've got VHF2, so pull that up so we can listen to VHF2, which is tuned to 1215, which is the distress frequency. A quick flick around the pedestal, making sure everything is normal there. At this point, the AP fire test is one we would conduct basically early on in case we need it. So master warning and correct indications on the ECAM displays. So we can review the temperature now in the cabin and cockpit. Very warm in the front, 20 in the back, so we'll suffer and save a bit of fuel for the moment. Now we can get our IRSs aligning. Come down and we select recall and we hold that for 3 seconds. And you see up here it's normal is displayed. That means there's no previous messages on the last flight or error messages that have been cleared that we have not been able to see on this flight. So we've checked for our tech log, checked the aircraft status. So technically we're happy with the aircraft, although we need to check reasonably early on our status in terms of the systems down here. So we'll check our hydraulic oil quantities. Always good to check the wheels. So temperatures are good. The aircraft obviously has been sitting here overnight, this one, but it may have been on a turnaround. Pressures are good, and engine oil is another key one as well. So we've got 17 quarts of oil in each engine. That's more than sufficient for this short flight. Now, to make sure we can actually fly with the expected load, we will do a quick scan through and check off our prelim figures. So we'll sync the prelim. Obviously, we don't have the sync option in the real world, but it's nice to have in the sim here. But we'll throw our prelim low sheet data into a very similar tablet system, and it will calculate it for us. And ideally, we've got to go flaps 1+F. And you can see we can get away with a flex temp of 68 degrees. Flaps 1, no issue at all with the expected load. So obviously we'll review that once the aircraft is loaded. Okay, the flap lever is up and at agrees with the ECAM display up here. We'll just release the part brake and we'll check our acupressure over here as well to make sure we see that being applied and the pressure change there. So that's a good check. Obviously, before we do that, we want to make sure the trucks are on, which we'll do when we approach the aircraft. At this point, we'll go out for the walk around. Today, I'm going to let the first officer, the imaginary first officer, do that. But we have done the walk around many times on previous flights, so you can check those out. But in the interest of getting away and keeping things running smoothly and swiftly, we'll send the imaginary first officer out today. It's always important to check the settings that your aircraft is configured for. Now, I haven't used the A319 in the sim since I've reinstalled it, so definitely one I would keep off would be TCAS autopilot in the sim, especially if using injected traffic, because it could throw you into all sorts of TCAS events. The aircraft starts reacting. I'd leave that in the pilot's control. That's my preference for in the sim, but obviously a lot of aircraft in the real world, mostly the Neos, have this now fitted. The auto door and jetway simulation on, I believe that needs to be in place. So remember, every aircraft is usually a little bit different in terms of the equipment they have, and therefore their weight and performance. So have we refueled? Or let's have a look. The onboard is actually what we want. So a quick look outside, see what's going on there. Here we got some what's this GSX want? Boarding passengers now. Okay, looks like we're good.
Passengers bus is coming.
Passenger bus is coming, although I expect them to come out of the terminal normally. It's probably a profile I need to update. So refueling is complete, passengers are going to come on. With the walk around completed, we can come up and do our hello, test the bell, cabin crew oxygen supply to on, ground control on, so that starts allowing the flight recorder to record our conversations on the ground. We test the voice recorder. That comes into captain with my operator, and then we come down here. Nav. Short switches are in the correct place. No smoking comes to auto. Emergency exit lights armed. And I'm now going to get the APU on as we're going to start boarding passengers. We'll get this turned down ready in readiness for air being available and cooling the cabin. That's sensible, and refueling is complete, therefore we can get the pumps on. And with that, the seatbelts come on. And we can do the engine 1 fire test. ECAM displays, pedestal lights, excellent.
Passengers bus is coming.
All good on that side. Actually, I was going to get the QNH from here. I mean, we could put it on to say intentions. So it's 1004 is what we're expecting. So that's gone into the standby. I've got those linked. Quick stand around up here. That's all looking normal.
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, we are boarding. And we can get our MCDU set up. So we normally get our flight initiate on the A-car side of things set up. That would allow us to pull our flight plans in the real world. And it also, for CPDLC purposes and that kind of thing, it basically sets the comms up in the MCDU. We can then pull in our information, hopefully. Cross-check that, that's correct. And today we are Easy 37 Yankee X-ray. That's important to be correct here. This is what the air traffic control see, and also for CPDLC purposes, that does need to be correct. Let's bring up the charts, cross-reference our data, what we're putting in without having to jump around all over the place. Let's just unload that one and make sure we've got the right flight imported. That's the one we want. Okay, so our cost index is 52. Cruising at 120. Minus 3 degrees forecasted up there. And use the forward slash, sorry, that. It's free. Put in our winds, wind request, winds aloft. Ground temperature is currently 16, as shown here on the bottom. ECAM display. Now come in and select our route. So expecting 27 for departure. We'll see 2 Tango. Insert. And 26 for the arrival into the Isle of Man. There's no star available there.
Passengers bus is coming.
So we can look through for the RadNav for departure, anything we need. Obviously the zoom that a little bit for you. The Lima Papa Lima. So we're coming back round into Liverpool. This is a good reference. So we can put the Lima Papa Lima in hard tune to the ADF. That's 349.5. That's in. While I see is auto-tuned, we could hard tune those. Not too concerned about that at the moment. It's more likely going to stick there. 3,100 is going to be our MSA. For this side, however, if we needed to come back round for an immediate return, MSA is 3,500, so we'll make note of that. Performance we'll come back to. We can put our prelim figures in. I'll just go in. Send those over so we can work off the prelim. You can pull these in off the Here's the other MCDU with the preliminary flight plan that's received via ACARS. That's another way of doing it, but just for speed. We'll get our prelim figures that way. So back to the flight plan. Alternate fuel is 1.2. Over to Manchester. That's currently giving us an extra time of 30 minutes, half a ton. Copy the active. So, and we just put in a engine out procedure. Takeoff for Papa 26, runway 26, and we're leaving. Sorry, 27. Our man's 26, and we're outbound track of 266. And we'll maintain that for 25 miles. That goes in, and from there we can then select that, click on hold, inbound course of 266. And we've got a hold at 25 in the system. Now we can then line select on the left another fix and put the new destination in as Liverpool. So we've got an engine out procedure and the return setup. You can go all the way and select secondary, go back and do the perf for the arrival. That's where you'd do that. I'm going to put in the runway track just as a reference in the fix info. So off the flight plan page, left select a fix, and you fix runway and airport and runway 266 as the radial. I'm also going to put in a radius of 30 miles around the Isle of Man. That helps us with sort of descent planning. So if you aim to be flight level 100, 30 miles out of the airfield at 250 knots, you should be good altitude-wise and speed-wise to shoot any approach. It's a bit of a rule of thumb, so we'll put that in for reference now. Just cross-check nav databases and data aircraft is correct. And we can also check our IRS units are all aligned. There's no deviation between them. Certainly nothing that's out of tolerance. Okay, that's the MCDU set up. So we'll have the flight plan over there, performance over here. I believe we are loaded. Yes, we are. We can listen to ATIS from Same Intentions.
Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Victor. Liverpool John Lennon Airport. Information, Victor.
Valley radar, Ryanair 1 Bravo uniform, flight level 110.
Right, it's runway 9 for departure. So
radar contact. Ryanair 52 Foxtrot contact Casablanca radar on 126.7. 126.7 for Ryanair 52 Foxtrot.
to be the 2 Victor it wants us to do, so off 9 up. White plan. Archer. It's scanning for our routes. That's correct. Going off that way. Stop climb is 4,000. 590 there for the turn. Let's close that. We've got discontinuity there, which we don't want. So we can just clear that out. Just make sure that looks sensible, so we can zoom this out a bit. It's in plan mode, which it does. So we insert. And then obviously we want to, we're now loaded, so we're going to redo our performance anyway, but we can do it off the final change runway to 9er.
Cleared for the ILS 09er
Calculates.
approach. Ryanair 1 Bravo uniform.
Flaps 1, 68, 28, 28, 33. Send that over. Flaps 1, 68, 28, 28, 33. I'm going to put 3,500 in for the engine out acceleration. A really good pilot monitoring would also adjust our secondary flight plan at this point. I do believe on the experimental server of Say Intentions AI, they don't just match what's in a sim brief. They will vary it up depending on the conditions and the traffic flow. So, we may have a slight tailwind on one runway. Probably in sim brief, it will fix you around to not have that ideally. That's not necessarily the case because, in the real world, we'll take 2 knots of tailwind. And in terms of rerouting all the incoming and outbound traffic, suddenly it may not be possible. That's something that will happen. We'll stick with the tailwind. So I know this is being worked on. I know that is being worked on with Say Intentions AI in the background. Reading through the Discord notes.
Speedbird 55.
Just getting my mini FTU set up there, and I'm going to put 4,000 in and 4,000 blue. Right, just going to tune ground. I haven't got a clearance frequency here, which you do in some airports. Liverpool ground. Good morning, EZ37 Yankee X-rays with you. Information Victor QNH 1004. Stand 3 Airbus A319 requesting IFR clearance to the Isle of Man.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray. Information Victor is current. Cleared to Ronald's Way via the Wallasey 2 Victor departure, runway 09er. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 118.455 squawk 6317.
Head to Ronald's Way via the Wallasey 2 Victor departure, runway 9er, initial climb 4,000 feet, departure 118.455, squawk 6317, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Uh, 6317. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. You'll be pleased to know we are shortly pushing back, just a few minutes behind schedule. We've got our clearance from ATC, and we'll be moving very shortly. Weather en route is expected to be good. We've got light winds, and the same over in the Isle of Man. Worsening picture weather-wise throughout the day as we move on into the afternoon, but for this morning conditions are good. Not expecting anything other than a smooth ride. If there's anything we can do to make your journey more comfortable, please reach out to a member of the cabin crew, and I'd like to thank you for flying EasyJet today. Passengers sorted.
T departure, then as file departure runway 27, initial climb to altitude 4,000 feet, departure on 119.855, squawk 5654, easy Y2134.
Now we can come all the way in and start putting in some of our arrival information. It's something we can consider setting up. 17 degrees. (22014). just thinking ahead, looking at things that will make your life a little bit easier in terms of a workload in the cruise, because it is a short flight. So we can also go and grab the minimums of 233 there, the Isle of Man, 326. There we go, that's set up as well. So in terms of a briefing, left-hand seat departure today is going to be runway 9 full length, Wallasey 2 Victor, initial climb 4,000 feet. We've got 3,500 if we need to come back round, or 3,100 on the MSA. Straight ahead, extra fuel and time. It's currently 11 minutes, 0.4 tons is expected. Hotspots. No hotspots for our taxi out, so straightforward. We'll either ban Alpha or be in a taxiway on the apron, down to the end and out.
Good evening. Request IFR clearance to Stansted. We have information X-ray.
Got a stop margin of 316 today.
While I grab the paperwork.
Happy to come back in, straight back round into Liverpool if I have any issues, urgent issues. Weight-wise, we're good for that. There's no non-standard operations today. Threat-wise, probably the air traffic control we just need to keep an eye on, because the traffic is in beta and we are on the experimental server. Other than that, not expecting any other threats for this flight. That's briefing complete. Okay, just finished setting up our glare shield. Getting that EFIS set up where we want it. And the first officer would do the same on their side as well. So if I'm not having the first officer, I forget to put the APU bleed on. Let's see what the condition having temperature is. You know, it's warmed up, so, 28 degrees, that's coming down. Usually someone would have moaned at us before that. Okay, let me remember to transfer the power before GSX does that for me. And we'll put the beacon on. Hopefully it doing its thing. I don't want to interrupt pushback. No, we'll get on with it. Ground, good morning, easy 37 Yankee X-ray, stand free, request push and start.
Hello, Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, Liverpool departure, standby acknowledged, contact ground when ready for push and start.
Departure, this is Cessna.
Okay. Yes,
Departure
needs to change the frequency.
Bypass pin inserted.
Change to the departure frequency, right. Ground frequency. And easy 37 Yankee X-ray is ready for push and start, please.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, Liverpool ground, push and start approved. Face east.
Push and start approved, face east, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Okay, we have seatbelts on. Fuel quantity we have checked and is balanced. It is, we have checked there in nav. East is going to be nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And 1004 set 3 times. Cross checked. Before start checklist, parking brake has been released. Takeoff date is confirmed. Windows are closed. Doors hopefully arming shortly. The cabin door is closed and cockpit door is closed and locked. And beacon is on. Engine mode selector to ignition start, starting 1. So we're over the line here. Now we start the chrono.
Skyhawk Juliet Golf Bravo Quebec Liverpool ground start approved information. India is current advised when ready to taxi.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes set.
Skyhawk Golf Bravo Quebec start approved advised when ready to taxi.
Starting 2.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Wouldn't have been standing there. Somewhere we're going to get shown the pin. I'm not sure, might be out of our visual range. Okay, up to start checks. So anti-ice is not required and off. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim. Got the flight control page. 0.6 is matching. You do it that way. Normally we get the Mac tow, but I forgot to grab that from the paperwork.
Berlin via the NAT 2 Victor departure runway 9er.
Rudder trims neutral and flight control checks. Pull up, pull down, neutral, pull left, pull right, neutral.
Easy 095 India.
I select a norm, finish with the APU.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
And taxi lights will come on once we get clearance, but put it on now just to save time. And ground easy 37 Yankee X-ray request taxi.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Runway 09er. Taxi via Whiskey. Alpha Delta.
Runway 09er, taxi via Whiskey, Alpha Delta, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. We could, let's try a look test here. And easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Can we depart via Charlie?
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Push and start approved. Face east.
Oh. Taxiing to runway 9er via Whiskey Alpha Delta, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Let's brake check, pressure 0, so making sure there's no movement on the accumulator when we touch our brakes. Perhaps config 1+F, spoilers armed.
Liverpool ground, Channel 3 Golf Papa with information India, ready to copy IFR clearance over to Mallorca.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Ground Shamrock 58, request IFR clearance to the Alaman.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Calculate from Delta. Focusing 64, so there is a change there. We were 68. Just to verify that performance. 64, flaps 1.6, 25, 25, 30. So just taking into account the intersection there in our performance figures. Use the Toby eye tracker. Clear left side. The cabin ready. I notice we don't get a hold short instruction, we just get clearance to the runway.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray. Contact tower on 126.355 safe flight.
126.355 for tower EZ37 Yankee X-ray, thank you. Tower hello, EZ37 Yankee X-ray is with you, holding Delta for runway 9er. Takeoff config. Checked.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray, Liverpool Tower, runway 19er is not available. You are cleared for runway 09er.
No, sorry, yeah. Did I say 19er? Holding short 09, EZ37 Yankee X-ray. Okay, we get the weather radar on. TIRA on the transponder, and PAX 1 and 2. Off. And 37 Yankee X-ray is ready for departure. Nothing on TCAS at the moment.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray, runway 09er, winds 360 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 09, EZ37 Yankee X-ray. Click spots with Toby eye tracker aren't the best. Right. That's good lit up. So TCAS is clear, approach is clear, runway is clear. Take it over to the right. Runway behind you is not useful. Okay, take off. Manplex 64, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set.
Delta Bravo, contact departure on 119.855.
100 knots, checked. P1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. AP1.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray, contact departure on 118.455.
Departure 118455, EZ37 Yankee X-ray. Lever climb. Thrust climb. Auto thrust. Back 11. Departure hello, EZ37 Yankee X-rays with you, passing 1900 for 4000. Speed checks Flap 0.
7 Yankee X-ray, Liverpool departure identified. Climb flight level 120.
Climb flight level 120, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. 120 is set, and we go. Open climb, all standard, cleared above transition. Open climb. Come down and disarm speed brake.
Bravo Kilo, turn left heading 085. 085 is 87 moment. EGNS Bravo Kilo, contact Liverpool Tower on 126.355.
Alright, we should be there in 20 minutes. There's the airport there, off our port side. Temperature's plus 15, so anti-icing is not required, that's required below 10. When you're in visible moisture. So just entering cloud now, anti-ice is not required. Hit flight level 100. We're in smooth air here. We can take the seatbelts off. Lights can come off. Altimeter check passing 10.5 now. Cross check 3 times.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Prepare to descend in roughly 5 minutes. Notify if you're ready to descend before that.
Descend in 5 minutes. Easy 37 Yankee X-ray. We can take out one of our fix info pieces, which was this one.
37 Yankee X-ray, expect the ILS runway 26 approaching to Ronald's Way.
Expecting ILS 26 into Ronald's Way, easy 37 Yankee X-ray, thank you. Secondary flight plan, we can delete the secondary, copy the active, because we haven't used or required our emergency procedures, thankfully. Speed out start. Monitoring our capture here of 120. Airports onto the EFIS, generally above flight level 100. You see we've got our 30-mile radius coming in there. put the threshold reference for one autoway 26 into progress page so we can get a bearing and distance. So 54 nautical miles to go, and a bearing of 308. And we can bring up our charts for two arrival performance. Weight's not going to be too much different. Calculated for 58. We've got 58, the 200 as the gross weight. We can do a worse, we pitch below 58, we can do worst case, we'll use 58. But by meter, 58 tons. Auto brake low, immediate max reverse, no, it doesn't cut it. It's a medium auto brake, on flaps full, idle reverse. Medium auto brake is selected. Winds 210 at 11, so 8 knot crosswind, 8 knot headwind on 1002, so we can just chuck that in up here and put it back into standard. It's pre-selected. Just check our approach information there. 220 at 4. We've got 210 at 11, so 210 at 11. Let's check that temperature.
Yankee X-ray, when you're ready, descend to flight level 090.
When ready, descend flight level 90, easy 37 Yankee X-ray.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, descend flight level 090.
Descend flight level 90, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. So we've gone from when ready to a command. We've got open descent, fast idle, and we'll go into fast idle speed descent. Speed descent now. Get a bit more efficient with it because we don't need to descend just now. It's an ATC request. No icing. Now it's been interesting to see how it handles vectors to final. So currently it's taking us out to the Isle of Man VOR. We want to be vectored off ideally before that. So we do LASOD. Straight to final. We tidy that up, we can clear out LASOD. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to clear out the Isle of Man. That puts us high on profile, see? Just high.
Yankee X-ray, descend flight level 070.
Descend flight level 70, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. So a little bit more drag. We've got 7070 blue. Seatbelts come back on. Landing lights. Landing system.
Yankee X-ray, descend flight level 060.
Descend flight level 60, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. 36 Blue.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, roger, maintain 6,000 feet. Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, proceed direct CF26. Descend altitude 2000, QNH 1003 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 26 approach.
Cleared direct, Charlie Foxtrot 26, descend altitude 2000 feet, QNH 1003 and cleared to established ILS runway 26, easy 236 Yankee X-ray. 2000 then, so going down 2000, 2000, so it's go standard, gate 1003. A little bit high in profile. How high are we? Coming to the progress page. 3600 feet, so we should be right. So it's going to be an ILS approach into 26. MSA 2600 for this side, and they go around 2700 for a caution. We have to veer off to the right, so we'll go in and we'll put in 27 for the engine out, worst case scenario on the go around. Missed approach, continuous climb to 3000, straight ahead, initially straight ahead to 2000, then left turn to the locator. Straightforward. Extra fuel, currently 19 minutes, 0.6 tons, that's enough for another approach, should we need it. And approach phase are just auto-activated, speed is coming back. We're going to be flaps full, calculated our landing performance. Auto brakes medium. And we'll be vacating to the right, and we'll see where we get assigned. It's a small airport, so often we don't get this until we're on the ground. Okay, flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. That sounds like the cabin is ready. Hello. Do have a couple of hotspots on the airfield, but they're all on the east side, so nothing that should affect our taxi in. Probably aim to run either to Bravo or down to the end.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, contact Ronald's Way Tower on 119.005.
Tower 119.005, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Speed alt star, Cap V dual autopilot 1 and 2, lock star. Tower hello, easy 37 Yankee X-rays with you, just becoming established ILS, runway 26. Tower hello, easy 37 Yankee X-rays, just becoming established ILS 26.
Easy 37 Yankee X-ray, Ronald's Way Tower, roger, continue approach.
Continue approach, easy 37 Yankee X-ray. Lock. Cabin crew, seats for landing please. Glide slope start. Flaps 2, speed checks, flaps 2.
X-ray negative. You are EZ37 unique X-ray. Winds 210 at 16. Runway 26. Clear to land.
Clear to land 26, EZ37 unique X-ray. Unique, where did I get unique from? Okay, let's go gear down. Oh, click spots, nose wheel light. And arm spoilers. So, go around altitude is 3000 blue. And flaps full, speed checks. Flaps full. Sorry, flaps free and flaps full. Very stable. Autopilot's coming out. My control. Catch one. It's got wind left of nose currently at 25 knots. Landing checklist, cabin is secured, go around altitude 3000 set, ECA memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete.
Hello to you, ED7 Papa with you A319 on stand 2 with November, request an IFR clearance to Ostend. Cleared vectors then Castle departure from runway 26, initial climb 4000 feet, departure frequency 135.95 and score 1422, ED7 Papa.
Information kilos current, cleared to Manchester after departure, fly radar vectors to IOM, then as filed, departure runway 08, initial climb to 5000, departure 135.905, squawk 4151, 7569.
Slow.
Continue.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
I wouldn't be glide slope. So that's on profile.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Reverse, spoilers, diesel. 70 knots. Manual braking. And we get the early vacate. Start the timer for engine cool down. So let's just see where they want us to go.
EZ37 Yankee X-ray, taxi to East Apron 9er at your discretion, monitor this frequency.
Monitor this frequency, taxiing to East Apron Echo. At our discretion, EZ37 Yankee X-ray. The other side.
Good afternoon, Envoy 901, Boeing 737-700, stand 9, request IFR clearance please to Manchester. Expect runway 8, Envoy 901.
No, not that. My tracker cleared left side and clear on the right. Sweep the other side of this block. So this is standard MSFS scenery. Little man. We should have come in via the other side, shouldn't we? Yeah, for the east apron. But hey, taxi at our discretion. We can take that to a new level. Right around here on Niner. So he's having to look at that ugly building.
Good morning, Runway Tower. Golf Alpha Charlie 1 is a 210 Centurion. We are requesting IFR as far.
Just coming up to warm down. Engine cool down.
Radar vectors, Isle of Man. Departure runway 3. Initial
there we go.
5000 departure on 135.905 and squawk 3255. Golf Alpha Charlie
1 and 2 off. Humps, they can come off. Fuel used 1.1 tons. There we go, and a block time there 32 minutes. It's bugged out, it's not letting me turn my phone on. There we go, 32 minutes. And N2s are below 20%. Seatbelts off.
The boarding requested.
And there we have it. That was that's a very short flight. But quite fun to do. It keeps you on your toes, these shorter flights. Good for practicing.
Passengers bus is coming.
Landings as well. Get a bit more landing time if you're doing these sectors. Yeah, enjoyable to do, something a little bit different, so you're always thinking ahead when operating a flight like that. With any flight, you need to be thinking ahead of the aircraft, but more importantly on a flight like that, especially when you're single crewed in the simulator. I hope you enjoyed that. I will leave you with the boarding. If you have any suggestions for future routes, please drop them into the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.